Hi! Today I'm excited to show you updating my Franken-Planner for February and just kind of give you an update on how it's going. Alright, let's get started. I have tried so many planners before. Erin Condren, the Plum Paper Planner, the Happy Planner, and I've liked them all for different reasons, but I do kind of bounce around a lot. Recently I did the bullet journaling, and I still really like that, and I do keep my bullet journal still, and occasionally, like, this is just quicker for me to write down some ideas in and use the bullet journal method in there. But this year, I've decided to try out Franken planning. And so for January, for me, it was all about sticking to it, making progress and not perfection. So I've just been really pleased that I've been able to keep at it and track my progress with my habit trackers. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And I'm going to flip through and show you the different sections, any changes I've made to this section for this upcoming month of February. So here you see my table of contents, and I still have the same sections. I found those have been nice, and I like what they are. So I have my plans in the front under my first tab, and I have monthly plans and weekly, and then I just have like a quarterly list. And then my second section is goals and habits, where I have a shape survey that I did, which is kind of like a Christian survey to kind of see where you're best suited to serve. And then I have my 12-week year goal tracking, and then my habit tracking in that section. And then I have a quiet time section where I have the prayerful planner. Every month they send out free prompts for praying. So I have a section for that. And then my chronological reading plan for the year. Then I have health and wellness, home management, budget, relationships, pre-loved projects. Just some different sections under there. My growth tracker, my quarterly plans, my product inventory for Etsy, and just tracking my finances, and then recreation, just anything that I want to do for fun or try. So right now under there, all I have is reading and prepping for the Missouri State Fair. But let's go ahead and head to the first section, which is plans. Because I'm trying to set up my Franken Planner quarterly, I already had my February calendar in here and have it filled out, so I just kind of covered it with some pages. One thing I did note that I want to do next quarter is I just want to print my calendars like back to back instead of having this dot grid in between, because I think I'm just going to leave January's in here and I'll just keep that whole quarter in here together. But so this is just a really simple monthly spread. And I just put like my important things in here, family things, events that I need to go to. Basically, if I'm not going to be home and I'm scheduled somewhere, I want that on this calendar. So it could be for many reasons, for anything that keeps me away from the house or requires my attention, I'm going to put on my monthly calendar. So last month in January, I didn't really get to planning in here. So here I have, you can kind of see where I was playing around with time blocks for my week. And then this was the meal planning page I was going to use. But I couldn't find where I had this pad, so I must have gotten rid of this pad. And so for February, I am going to use a different meal planner. I found this one online and I started using it at the end of January. This was from Canva, and I do like this one, mostly because I can keep it together, and when I pull pages out at the end of the month, I can keep my health related pages together, and I think that will be helpful. I like that it tracks the water and workouts, vitamins, fruits, and veggies. And so I just printed 4 of them for the 4 weeks in February. So I will put that in the section. And the other thing I did was, as I was working on my plans for the week, I had several things that I was putting in here over and over again. And so instead, I just typed them in so that I wasn't rewriting them every time. And then I will write in anything that needs to specifically be done that day, or an appointment that I have, and that will kind of make it stick out. And it saves me time because it's already in there. So the blocks that I have, I just did 4-hour blocks. I didn't name them, but just, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., and 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then this is a miscellaneous section. Whenever it can get done, it just needs to get done. So I put that there. And like I said, I like the bullet journal system. And so if there's something I did not get done, I'll arrow and add it to the next day. But some of these, like, I'll just put a line through it if I didn't get to it. But I'll put an X on the dot, or I might put a check mark just to show that I got it done if I did get it done. So this is my new weekly. So it's, pretty similar, except for now I just typed in what I wanted and I have my time blocks decided. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out January's weekly because I don't really need to see that again. And pull out the meal planning, and then I'll put my new February ones in. Oh, another different thing I did. So my currently page, which you'll see I have under my last section for recreation, I've decided to just add it to the weekly spreads front cover instead of doing the dot grid on this, because this will stay in here for the month and I can reach it quickly and put in what I'm watching and that kind of thing. So that's another little change that I made for this month. I went ahead and finished adding the dates and highlighting my appointments that I know I have. This is a little paper clip that I have. I put some ribbon at the top, real simple, kind of cute. And I use this for my weekly top tab instead of a permanent one because I change it every week. So I'll put my paper clip there. And as you saw, I use the same color for the month. So this is my color for February. And then once it switched over to March, I switched over to my March color. So my next step, oh, I forgot to highlight this side. I like how it looks when I highlight the side, so I'll go back and do that. But my next step is to look at my monthly calendar and write in any appointments that I have that aren't consistent. And then I will highlight those so they pop out for me too. So I'll go ahead and do that off camera and then show you the quarterly plans. Quick note on my meal planner, I will work on this the week before. And so by the end of this week, I will fill this out. But up at the top, I'm going to put the times that I'm fasting for that Fast Like a Girl intermittent fasting. So then I can keep track of that on there. So I put the time I'm fasting there, and then any meals that I want to plan out. I also try to plan my workouts at the gym, which are nothing exciting right now. But I'm just progress versus perfection. I'm trying to get to the gym every day. And so am I getting there, and am I putting in some work? Eventually, I want to be running multiple miles, but right now I'm just walking a mile. So, but I'm trying to plan my workouts and push myself, and so I can put that there and keep track and plan for those as well. So that's my weekly meal planning. And then for the quarter, I have what the quarter is. First quarter will be January 6th through March 30th. If you're doing the 12-week year, it kind of gives you a flex week in between each quarter. So January 1st through the 5th was on that flex week, and so that's why that's not included. But then I just list out anything I need to know that's going to happen in that quarter so I can add it to my calendars. And sometimes I might come here and just add a note too, so that next year when I'm planning quarters, I can be like, oh yeah, that is something I need to think of. So I've typed up some things, but I've also have space to add things in: birthdays, anniversaries, celebrations, Easter and Ash Wednesday, because those are on different days. Anything that can happen in that quarter, vacations, I put it there. So this is helpful to have all 4 quarters in here, because right now I only have my monthly calendars for this first quarter, January, February, and March. And here, if something comes up that I know I need to plan for, I can just add it quickly to my quarterly plans. And then when I get those calendars in there, I can add that to the calendar. So this is a really helpful section. On the back of this quarter 3, I have quarter 4 on there. So I would highly suggest that if you are trying to think of some ideas for your Franken-Planner. Definitely helpful. So that is my planning section. I have the tab for the monthly calendars, which I have the first 3. So this quarter's monthly calendars in there, and I'll leave them in there the whole quarter. Then I have weekly plans just for the month, so February, that I mark the week with this paper clip. And then I have my quarterly plans that I have this top tab for. My next section is the goal setting and habit tracking section. And my first tab is for my shape. And shape stands for spiritual gifts, heart, abilities, personality type, and your experiences. And so it's just a couple of surveys that kind of take all that information together. And so I just like to have it in here to reference. Am I volunteering? Am I serving? Am I using my spiritual gifts and that kind of thing? So I think that's just helpful to have at the front. So that's my first tab. My second tab is my 12-week year goals. Next, I have my 12-week year goals. And in the last video, I didn't share them with you. I was a little nervous to do so. I guess it's vulnerable to tell you what I'm working on with myself. But I think it will be helpful for you guys to see what my goals are, how I'm tracking them, and just an honest look at progress versus perfection, which you will see. Some of these I'm not even progressing on, but my progress is keeping track of that and thinking about what I could do to improve. So I'm going to share with you my 12-week goals. So my first one is to weigh 160 pounds by the end of the 12-week year. And they suggest that you make your goals in the positive rather than negative. So rather than say lose a certain amount of pounds, I put my goal weight, which is in the positive. Does that make sense? And then my second goal is for pre-lab projects to make a profit. 500 by the end of this 12-week year. So this quarter, I have an Etsy shop, and it's just, I wasn't sure what number to throw out there. So I just threw a number out there, and I'm going to track my progress and see how I do. And then my last goal is complete days 1 and 2 of the book, and write a book in a month. Oh, I didn't write that all in there, did I? Oh, no, it's called The Book in a Month book. Yeah. And so what it is, it's basically to write a book in a month. In November, they have like a writing challenge. I'm just taking the book and I'm using it to try to write a book in a whole year. I love to read, and so I just want to give it a try. This is more of a recreational thing. And so I'm taking this book that's meant to help you write a book in 1 month, and I'm using it for the whole year. And so for this quarter, I want to complete days 1 through 10 in that book. And then the next quarter, so on and so on. So then you have your personal goals, and then you write your goal out, and then you write your key actions. And so here, to weigh 160 pounds, I want to go to the gym Monday through Friday. And you put the weeks that you're going to do that. And I want to do that all 12 weeks. Follow a pre-planned gym routine. I want to do that all 12 weeks. Follow Fast Like a Girl reset. And this is a suggestion in the book. And so I want to do that weeks 1 through 8 to just kind of get on track. And then continue the Fast Like a Girl. And then there are 6 different fast links that they suggest that can help your body. And so I want to try out one of those different ones the last 3 weeks. And then also I want to make sure I'm drinking 4 glasses of water each day. And then next I have like a list of things that I need to do or gather to help me be prepared for this. And so, I don't know, those still felt a little personal to me, so I went ahead and covered those up. Then on the back of that goal card, I have my weekly execution scores. And so it just keeps track of it for the whole quarter. And so I'll have a weekly score, which I'll show you the scorecards here in a moment. And then you average your score. So as you can see, the first week I didn't do any of the tactics I had on the list for me to do. The second week I did 33% of them, and then last week I did 25% of them. And so then you just kind of average those out. Days that I fasted like a girl. See, this is very vulnerable for me to show you. I have not done any of them. I'm practicing the fasting window, but I still haven't gotten myself to eat the suggested foods to eat during that phase of the fasting. And so I gave myself a 0 because I'm not eating those foods they suggest. Going to the gym. First week I didn't go at all. And then I went all 5 days the second week, and last week I only went once. So progress. And then the last one is drinking water. That I'm doing much better. I just didn't track it that first week. And then I had 3 days that I had 4 glasses of water, and then all 7 days, all last week, I had all my water. So, and then down here, I'm keeping track of my weight. And so I'm seeing, and then you look for patterns, right? I'm not really holding myself, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not getting myself to do the things. I'm not using good habits up here, and that's showing down here in my lag measures. And so you kind of take your goal, and then you give yourself some progress each week so that you can see if you're maintaining the progress you need to. And then so you can see I have my goal weight right now and then my actual weigh-in. And so I'm really far behind. And that's truly because of this. And so I'm disappointed in myself for not getting this done, but I'm proud of myself that I am keeping track of what I'm doing and being honest, and I can make changes when I can see things like that. I hope that makes sense. My second goal is, it's the profit one. And so basically the other 2 goals is similar to this, where you can see progress like that. So I'll just share that part. And then the other 2 goals are similar to that. And so here is an example of a weekly plan and scorecard. So this is for week 4, and you have I put my 3 goals up here. And then I go back to those cards and where I have the tactics. So if we come back to, so let's look at this first goal again. You can see that going to the gym is weeks 1 through 12, and we're on week 4. So that needs to be one of my tactics. Follow a pre-planned gym routine. That needs to be one of my tactics. So you take these, but like here, I have continue fast like a girl, but add a different length fast, and that's week 9. So that would not be one of my tactics because I'm on week 4, if that makes sense. So here I just went to each of the 3 goals and I found the tactics that I need to do and I wrote them out, and then I put the days that I need to do them on. And then here I color coded since I have 3 goals. And so my goal 1 is like this yellow, and then goal 2 is green, and then goal 3 is the pink. So down here, when I come to calculate my weekly score, then I can differentiate and see which ones are which. So like the first goal has 4 of them. So if I have 4 tactics, however many tactics I complete, divided by 4 will give me, in times 100, will give me my percent. So that's where I got that percentage for that scorecard that was over there. And so then at the end of the week, I will take that, and this is just like a worksheet. They suggest that you meet with people and go over your goals weekly. I don't do that right now. I'm just meeting with myself. Accountability probably would be helpful. I suppose this video is accountability since I just shared with you how poorly I'm doing. So maybe that will motivate me. But anyway, here you can just, write down your lead and lag measures real quick, have it all in one space, and then reflect. What can you do different? What's going wrong? What's going good? And just plan ahead. So that is, and then I have these in here for the rest of the quarter. So this section doesn't really need me to come in and change anything for the month. I just kind of wanted to show you more details since the last video I covered a lot of it up, and I felt a little more comfortable this time and decided to share a little more with you guys. So that is the 12-week year goal section. Next, I'm going to show you my habit tracking. Here is my January tracker. I thought that I had one less day. I don't know. These numbers don't really line up super great. And because I just went through and crossed off the part where I wasn't tracking, my count got off. There really are 31 on here. So yes, I decided that sometimes when I'm completing my habits, I do them partially. And sometimes I do them all the way, and then sometimes I just don't do them. And I wanted to be able to look real quickly and see how I'm doing. So I decided to use a green dot if I completed it well, a red dot if I didn't do it at all, a slash if it's just not something that I do on that day, and then a yellow if I partially did it. And so I kind of put that down in the notes down here. And then for the month of February, I went ahead and wrote in my my habits that I'm tracking, and then I also, do you see how this is kind of like a light gray up here? I'll show you on my new one, but I every other row is light gray. That kind of helps me see a little better. So the only thing I wish I had, see, that's tricky. So I'm going to try to peel this tab off because I'm going to need it for my February one. And then I will put the new February trackers in. Well, the tab came off quite easily, and then it's sticking to this one nicely. So as you can see here, I've got the gray lines, and then I've typed up what I want to work on, and then I also have this backside too, and anything that I want to add to it. If you remember, I have these plum paper trackers, habit trackers, that I have decided to reuse. And so I'll go ahead and slip those in, and then I need to decide which habits I want to focus on and what moods I want to focus on. Last month, I don't know why, but I picked a bunch of negative moods, and so there were days where I felt like just good, but I didn't have an emotion to put, you know what I mean? So I made myself a different one. So I'm gonna pick different moods, and I will do that. I don't know. I will do that here in a little bit. I do like these. These are really cute. Always, just because you grabbed a planner and you don't end up using it and loving it, doesn't mean you can't take it apart and put it together into something that you will love and use. Always, pre-loved things are still useful. And so I love pre-loved projects. I love reusing things, and this is just an example of that. So that is the end of my goal setting habit tracking. Next is, what is my next one? Oh, next is my quiet time section. So for this section, I started with a calendar, and on here, I just like to put down what studies I'm working on. And so I'm trying to do a Bible study through, the ones I have are through, what are they called? The Daily Grace Company. And so I have a few books I want to get through of those. But I also have some nonfiction books on topics that I want to read through. And right now I'm reading through the idea of rest and Sabbath. And so you can see different highlights. So here is the Bible study that I want to focus on. And then underneath that is the book I'm reading. So I finished reading The Rest of God, and I just started reading The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. And down here, I gave myself a note for the next month. When February comes, I'm going to need to finish this book and finish that Bible study. So I have February's calendar here, and I will go ahead and fill out the dates and what studies I plan to work on. I also have in here just any of my church stuff, because that's part of my faith development is being part of the body. And so here I just make note too of when I'm involved at church. These next pages in this section are my weekly planning and just kind of note taking. And they came from a pre-loved planner, and I had to go through and change the dates on those. Another easy thing to do when you have a planner that you haven't used up, just change the dates and you can still use it up. Use your pre-loved things, it's great. But for this, they had a section at the top where, you could kind of plan out what you were going to do. At least that's how I used it. And then there's a section for observation. What did you observe? And then a bottom section about application. How could you apply what you read? And so I just basically have my daily chronological Bible reading. For me to do that, it's just nice to have the overall story going on in my mind. I notice the difference when I just take time to read through the Bible in a year in that way. People start talking about things at church or just in life, and it brings up a story in the Bible. God can use what he's had me read to share with others. And so anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but I just enjoy that. So I put my reading there, my Bible study here, the book I'm reading, and then prayer. And so, like I said, I do the prayerful planner prompts, which I'll show you here in a moment. And then I just check them off, and then I write any observations and any applications. Now, I don't know why, but I only had enough for the month of January in that pre-loved planner. And so I used Canva, and I made these to just kind of have something similar for myself. So I'll be able to go through and put those same things on there, and that will be that. The last couple of things I was going to show, I have here the feast dates. I would love to celebrate those this year, and so I put them here. They won't start until second quarter, but yeah, those are cool. And then here, just some weekly prayer prompts for the day to just kind of pray over. And here are January's prayer prompts for the prayerful planner. And I realized I ended up using 5 pages of doc grid paper, and so I printed those out. But here are the February prompts. The bottom, my printer keeps cutting off the bottom. They have really cute, it's really cute. I will leave a link to the prayerful planner. And if you want to see links to anything I use in here, I put them all in the last video. I will copy and paste them into this one too, so that they will be down in the description below. But so this will be in the prayer section under the A, And then under the B is my chronological plan. And I just went through and highlighted the numbers for that month. So these were all the blue: January, February, March. The next quarter I'll go through and set it up for the next one. And those are the sections in the quiet time. I'm going to go ahead and set it up for February. I need to pull out last month's prayer prompts, journaling, and the other pages, and I'll put them just in a quiet time section so I can reference them later. And I will add my new pages. So here you can see my Bible study is going to take me almost to the end of the month. March, the first Wednesday in March? I have to double check. First or second Wednesday in March is Ash Wednesday, which will begin Lent. And I have a couple of Lent studies that I would like to do. And so I don't really want to start a new one. I'll have to look and see if I have a really short one. But I might just do something different there. I will finish the Ruthless Elimination of Hurry around February 9th. And so I have one on hold from the library, Francis Chan, Letters to the Church, that I would like to read. I'm not sure how long it would take me. I need to have my hands on the book. So anyway, there's still some things to plan out here, but this is helpful for me to see for now and to fill in my quiet time spots at the top. And so I will probably do that on Sunday for this coming week, because I take where I'm at and then I put that there. So that is ready to go. Oh, another thing I have in here, it's just something I also got from the Daily Grace Company, but it's the books of the Bible, and then it just kind of tells you what category they fall under. So prophecy, general letters, Paul's letters, history, gospels, minor prophets, major prophets, poetry, history, law, and I don't know, I just thought that was cool. I could be checking them off as I finish, but I kind of like just having this tucked in here in this pocket. So anyway, something else I have in that section. Almost forgot. This is like my other weekly planning, where instead of a top tab, which this is for prayer and this is the chronological tracking, I have a paper clip with a little ribbon for my weekly, so that way, because it changes every week, it's easy to move it around. So anyway, there you go. That is my quiet time section. Next is my health section. So in this section, I have a calendar, and on the calendar, I'm trying to mark my phases of my cycle, which has to go with the Fast Like a Girl. And then based on what phase you're in determines your fast lengths. And so then I also try to write in how long I'm going to fast from what time to what time. And I also am trying to just write down a gym routine in here, which I have that also on my meal planner, but just writing it here and then the phase I'm in helps me if I take this to the meal planner, that helps me fill out my meal planner. So I have a February calendar that I will swap out and make these notes on as well. I also have a symptom tracker that I'm using, and I just put down anytime I have that symptom. I feel like that's helpful if I go to the doctor. I do have some stuff that we kind of keep track of, and so this is helpful for that. And on the back of the symptom tracker, I have a sleep tracker, which you can see I wasn't always consistent in tracking. But like I said, progress, not perfection. Also, wasn't a fan that this only had like 28 days worth, and so I found a new sleep tracker for this this month. So here's my new calendar that I will fill out, and on the back there's dot grid. And then here is my new symptom tracker, which once again I put gray lines on there so I can track it a little easier. And then here is the new sleep tracker. I mean, this doesn't have the energy, but I could always make myself an energy spot if I feel like that's helpful to see. But it does go through 31 days, which I like. So I have that one. And then this is my Fast Like a Girl, and on the back is my period tracker. I didn't like the colors I used when I was tracking, so I printed myself a new one so I can just kind of update it. And then also I made some notes on this one that I don't really need, and so this just looks better to me to have that. It has the links that you have for your different fasts based off of the book Fast Like a Girl, and then foods that are helpful during those different phases. And so this is also a helpful thing to use along with my calendar when I go to meal plan. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out January stuff and put in February stuff. So that is my health section. I'll go back and update this tracker, and then my calendar. I'll do that later off camera, but you kind of understand my method for that. My next section is my homemaking section. And so in the last video, I showed you a cleaning schedule that I printed out. It kind of looks similar to this, but I found that I wanted to change it up a little bit. So for me, like my habit tracker, I showed that I track with yellow, red, and green, because sometimes I partially do things. Some days, I always want to do the most, and when I don't do the most, it feels like I didn't do anything. When I did do stuff, does that make sense? And so what I did was I separated out my cleaning for the house on different days. So Mondays, bedrooms. And then for each place, I gave myself a good, better, best amount of things to get done. So if I'm cleaning, this is what I want to do at minimum. And then if I want to do a little better, I can also do these things. And at best, these are things that are like need to get done once or twice a month, in my opinion. That's just how I set it up. So I did that for Monday through Friday, whereas Monday's my bedrooms, Tuesday's kitchen and the dining room, Wednesday's the living room and the entryway and the hallway, and then Thursday is our upstairs and our basement, and then Friday would be the garage, the van, or outside. So, and I just try to move those things around, and as I make changes, I can write them in and pen and then change it up. So I have that, and then here, on the back, I have daily cleaning that just needs to get done every day. And so when I go to my habit tracker, on my habit tracker, I have homemaking. And so if I did the cleaning for Monday and I did a good, I could give myself a yellow. And if I did any of these, I'll give myself a green. Does that make sense? And if I didn't do it at all, then I get a red. And then I also have a daily dot, and so same thing. If I go feed the chickens and do the dishes, tidy up, that's good. Give myself a yellow. But if I vacuum and wipe down the counters, that's definitely better, a green. Or dishes, get the dishes done before I go to bed, so the sink is empty in the morning. That would be best. That's just for me. That's how I plan things. So that's that. And then I also have a section called 15-minute bathroom. I really hate cleaning the bathroom. And just the thought of doing it all at once makes me not want to do it at all. And so I saw this idea, I think it was on Pinterest somewhere, where somebody does 15 minutes in their bathroom. And so that's another section that I have in my habit tracking is 15-minute bathroom. So I have homemaking, which is the space in my room, the space in the house that I'm going to clean that day. I have daily, which are the things I need to get done every day. And those have degrees of completion. Did I attempt it? Did I work on it a little bit? That's a yellow. Did I do everything that I would like to have got done? That's a green. And if I didn't do it at all, that's red. And then 15-minute bathroom is the third one. And so on Mondays, clean the mirrors, the counters, sinks, sanitize, and dust. Tuesdays, do the laundry, vacuums, Swiffer, mop the floors. Wednesday, clean the shower and the tub, restock. Thursday, clean toilets. And then, as I go through and I'm like, wait, I should have had that on the list too. I can always add that, or if there's something else I need to get done. This is just helpful to me. And then here I put weekly. Here are the things that I have for weekly. And right now I just have laundry stuff and monthly, so I can add to it. It's always good to have space to add your thinking. You can go back and type it up again later if you want it to look better, So these are just some brain dumping places. These were from, I believe, Cultivate What Matters. And I just took the pages out from that and put them in here. But I just have some organization needs. And then each room has their own projects or wish list items I'd like to purchase. And so I just want to go room by room and make a list so I have it all in one place. And so that's basically my homemaking section for now. Come spring, I will probably have some gardening stuff in here, some plans and thoughts on that, but right now that's just kind of what I have. My next section is budget, which is blank right now, because behind this I have weekly logs where I'm just logging all the expenses that we spent, and then here I will come keep track of it. So this hasn't really been something I've been great at doing. And I'm kind of putting it off till the end so I have all the totals and can kind of look at it together. Probably not the best method. I'm getting better. This is a goal for mine for this year, for 2025, is to keep a really good track and monitor a budget. So that's this section. If you guys would like to see more about this or have questions about it, let me know in the comments down below, and we will look into that. But after the monthly budget, which I printed out sheets for the quarter, so I have 3 months worth in here, but I only have the weeks for the month of that I'm at right now. And then the next section is my relationship one, and I still have nothing in here. So I've been kind of fussing over keeping track of the other sections, and I am proud of how I'm doing on those. So this will be a section I hope to add to soon. But this next one is my pre-love project section. So if you saw the last video, you saw that I used some pre-love pages from a content planner I purchased off of Etsy, which once again, I will have that link in the description down below. I don't know how interested you guys are in seeing this section, so let me know. I'm just gonna kind of buzz through it real quick. If there's questions you have or something you would like to see more of, please let me know, and I will do another video and I can show you a little more. But here's a growth tracker, so I'm just kind of keeping track of my growth, and so that's this tab. Next, I have some quarterly planners, which I was going to use to plan out the quarters, but what I realized I started to do is just write the video that I made for that day, and so it kind of helps me just see real quick like what that video was. So really not used for planning, but this section will be used for recording the videos that I'm putting out. Here is the January calendar. Once again, this is from that content planner. And the quarterly thing I just showed you, that was something I added myself. That was not part of the content planner, but this was, and I honestly, for January, I just put down days that would be an issue for me to do things like my daughter was home. We had a lot of snow days, or, there's no school because of Christmas break. But for February's, I've already filled it out, but I'm not going to show. But I put down basically here video ideas, and then I plan them into the calendar. And so I also do keep track of when my daughter will be home, because that kind of affects things. These, are meant to help you reflect, and maybe I will be in a more reflective mood by the end of the week, but I don't know if this is something I will use. I might transition over to a calendar similar that I use in the health section, which is just that one page that I could just quickly write on. I don't know that I need this much space. So that's something I'm considering for the next quarter. Here you can see I've already put my new weekly calendars in. And this is what they look like for that content planner. I'm just making a list of the videos I want to record that day, and then any other tasks that I need to get done. And then up here I'm highlighting it if I've posted a video. So once again, I'll do yellow if it was after 4 p.m. because my goal is to have it uploaded by 4 p.m. And then green if I did get it uploaded before 4 p.m. and then red if I just didn't post a video at all. And so I can kind of see that real quick up there. In this open space, I've been writing what video I put out or when to put out. And then here is just kind of like a brain dump section. So once again, I'm learning to use the space. I don't know if I will keep it like this. When I run out of these content pages, I might make my own. Once again, for weekly planning, I have my own little paper clip instead of like a top header. And so tracking, quarters, and then the monthly weeklies. The next section I have is product inventory, and then this is something I added in because it's kind of a goal that I've had. I would love to sell something to every state, and so from my Etsy shop. And so I pulled up my past deliveries, and this is a sticker map that I got from the Dollar Tree, and they at my Dollar Tree they frequently have this in stock. So if you're interested in it, your Dollar Tree probably has it. So these are the states that I've had deliveries to, and I would love to fill up my map. So if you are from a state that I haven't had, go check out my Etsy shop, see if there's something you want to buy. You can help me fill up my map. And then here I have the stickers for the other states that I just keep in the pocket up there. But that's something new I added that I thought was fun, and I just kind of like to look at and keep tracking. And the next section is finances, and then that is the end of the pre-lib project section. So there you go. My last section is my recreation section. And so I have my currently page, which I already showed you, but I moved to the front of my planner now. So I'll just pop that one out. And then I have my book club where I'm keeping track of books. I've read for 3 of the prompts. And then I have my Missouri State Fair section, which I haven't really put down what I want to work on yet, but it's there for me to start thinking about. And that is the update on my Franken-Planner. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. If you have questions about any of the sections down below, please, or if you have questions about any of the sections, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to talk with you guys about Franken-planning. Let me know if you want to see more of these videos by giving this video a thumbs up. If you are not following, please follow. I am so close to my first goal with YouTube. I'd love to get up to 500 followers, and I'm so close. So if you enjoyed these videos, please follow, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
If you would like to see more, please Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss a video.